Okay, this is our fourth meeting of the year. It is Thursday, January 28th, 10:05 a.m. And we've officially called the meeting to order. And I will ask for an approval of previous minutes of board meeting number 3 and approval of bills for payment. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the previous minutes of board meeting number 3.
Second.
And can I have a motion for approval of bills for payment as well, Carol?
And approval of bills for payment.
Okay, second?
Second it all together.
Okay, roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Moving on, advertisements for bids. Number 1, Mr. Genetti.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello,
Hope you're
Pat.
staying warm.
Yeah,
Number 1 is our advertisement for the 2020 OPWC Road and Bridge Safety Upgrade Program. This is our countywide paving, and we have a couple bridges that we're replacing with this as well.
very good. I think we got a list from you the other day. Pat, you sent us some information?
Yes.
Okay. All righty. Motion to approve advertisement for bids.
Motion to approve advertisement for bids number 1.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Legal notices, Mr. Purrier.
Yes, sir. The first two are the home funds and CDBG funds that the city of Youngstown has awarded us to help them spend down their costs or their money that they have from their 46-year CDBG grant and their 42nd year home investment partnership. And the third is the request for release of funds for our 2020 Community Housing Impact and Preservation Program grant through the commissioners.
Okay, thank you. Oh, motion to approve legal notices.
Motion to approve legal notices 1 through 3.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Motion to approve journal entry.
Motion to approve journal entries number 1.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Travels A and B, clerk of courts, and Mr. Grossen. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. This is a request for travel within the state of Ohio for the clerk of courts departments to attend conferences, meetings, and training. And it's in the amount of $10,000 non-general funds.
Thank you, Scott. Hazmat, Anna or Dennis? Anna?
Actually, Maggie's supposed to
Probably
be on.
muted.
Good morning. Good morning, commissioners.
Morning, Annie.
This is a general travel for the hazmat team for TAC meetings, state mandatory training for the year of 2021, estimated at $1,000.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Motion to approve travels.
Motion to approve travels A and B.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes, moving on, we have agreements, letters A through L, and clerk of courts. Scott.
Commissioners, this is a request for an agreement with Barbara B. Zorn for professional services in regards to project management and consulting. This is in regards to our ongoing e-filing implementations and other technology projects in year 2021 in the amount of $10,000 in non-general funds.
Okay, thank you very much. Convention and visitors, Linda McCullough. Is Linda with us?
I do not see.
No.
Sorry. No.
Okay, I could do it.
Okay.
Agreement with Our Media, DBA, AAA Living Magazine for 2021 advertising services in the estimated amount of $4,555, non-general fund. Okay, EMA. Anna.
We have Maggie McGee here with us today.
All right. I wondered who that was. Hi, Maggie.
Hi. The first one is with Emergitech. That is the CAD vendor that we are finalizing. This is the last piece of the contract. Finalize the contract for the end of January. And the second piece is the VEP contract with Michael Baker. And this allows us to share data with all the townships the auditor, and to standardize all the data throughout the county.
Okay, thank you, Maggie.
You're welcome.
All right. Engineers, Mr. Genetti, ENF.
Commissioners, letter E is modification number 1 with Environmental Design Group,
Right.
tree removal services on the Western Reserve Phase 1 project. This is the widening project that's going to be happening between Hitchcock and Market Street. Should go out for bid sometime this year. Letter F is an agreement with Youngstown Oxygen and Welding Supply for gas cylinder leasing and gas refills in the estimated amount of $2220. These are both non-general funds.
Thanks, Pat. Job and family?
Um,
No,
I'm
Audrey?
gonna handle that one.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioners, this is agreement with Malone Mediation and Legal Services for mediation services in the amount of $1,500, and it's non-general.
Thanks, Audrey.
Mhm.
Okay, H, lead, Phil?
Hi, Pat.
Unmute. There we go. This is an agreement with Gary Krim, Inc. for lead hazard control work at, or actually it's rehab at 524 East Dewey in the amount of $43,295. I did look up the amounts that are going there. There's $27,000 in lead, $4,265 in healthy homes items, and the rest are simple rehab items that are going into that project. Most of that lead cost is coming from the city of Youngstown as well.
Thank you, Phil. All right, recycling, Lou Vega.
Morning, Commissioners. How are you? This is a first of a 3-year agreement with Battery Solutions to handle our household battery recycling program. They're the lowest of several vendors have requested quotes from.
Thank you, Lou. Risk management, Kathy Jones. Hi,
Morning,
Kathy.
everybody. Letter J is for Dr. DeCellis. It's for independent medical evaluations for medical management for physiological, medical, independent opinions for the management of workers' comp. I'll move on to K. K is about the same type of thing with Dr. Burns. However, those are for psychological evaluations for medical management. They're both fee for service per unit pricing, and both are non-general fund.
Are you gonna start with the board?
I don't have enough money in my budget for that.
I refuse to test.
Sending them to. We'll have the deputies bring them right up to you, Kat.
Wow. I think that if you're not starting with the board, we start with Genetti.
He volunteered already, didn't he? All right, and letter L, treasurers, we have Mr. Yema with us today. Hello, Dan.
Good morning again.
Good to see you.
Good morning, everyone who's here and all the Zoomers out there. This is our annual agreement, licensing and maintenance agreement for the check scanning equipment that we use in my office.
Okay.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for coming down. It's good to see
I
you.
think it's the first in-person meeting I've been to in a year.
Yeah.
I think everybody's just getting.
And you
a little
shaved
antsy.
just for us.
Just to
I'm
clean-
telling you, you're
just for
looking mighty
all.
dapper.
Cleaned up just for you all. I tried. to clean up,
You look
let's
good.
put it that way. Thank you.
All right. Motion to approve agreements.
Motion to approve agreements A through L.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
yes.
Commissioner Middy O'Geady?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes, moving on, change orders, A and B lead. Phil?
Change order A is a change order with Gary Krim for some work that was done on a CHIP grant on 142 Carter Circle, in the amount of $2,280. And change order 2 is with Mr. Krim as well for additional CHIP work at 221 Elm Street in the amount of $2,615.
Okay, thank you very much. Motion to approve change orders.
Motion to approve change orders A and B.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
yes.
Commissioner Middy O'Geady?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Resolutions.
Motion to approve resolutions number 1 additions.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
yes.
Commissioner Middy O'Geady?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Resolutions A through D. We'll begin with Commissioners, OMB. Audrey?
Commissioners, this is a resolution approving the budget of Austintown Boardman, Mahoning County Joint Communications District. The amount is same as last year.
Okay. Dog Warden. I saw Diane up there.
I didn't share.
I did.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Wow.
This is just appointing actually a part-time person into a full-time position, and it just keeps us at status quo. So we're just replacing people that have left.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Human Resources, Karen. There she is. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is our yearly resolution for a non-disclosure agreement so that the state auditors can start their annual audit of our healthcare benefits, and it authorizes Medical Mutual to release information. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Karen. And Audrey, you want to do D, Job and Family?
Commissioners, this is a resolution authorizing the transfer of funds from the Public Assistance Fund to the Child Support Enforcement Fund to assist in custodial parenting in the amount up to $299,258, and the employment support programs not to exceed $400,000 for 2021.
Thank you. Okay, any questions, Commissioners? That, no?
Nope.
Motion?
A motion to approve resolutions A through D.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Middy O'Geady?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes. Thank you very much. And now we'll have a call for the good of the order. Any elected officials or department heads care to comment?
Aaron is on.
Oh, Aaron's on?
Yes.
There she is. Okay, I'm going to go to Aaron for right now. Is that okay? And she's going to give us an update with respect to the city of Youngstown and what's going on with the vaccine and the COVID. So thank you for appearing today, Aaron.
Yes, thank you for having me today. I hope everyone is doing well. It's nice to see everyone's continuing to stay busy during this crazy time. But we are working, as you know, we do a lot of collaboration with the County Health Department and Ryan TCAC. And I don't have their numbers right now with what they've been doing, but I know for us, just in the last, it's been 4 weeks. So we've done about 2,300 of the first dose of the vaccines. A lot of that was with the people with developmental disabilities. They came to the Eugenia Atkinson Rec Center. And then we moved on from there. We did our EMS. We did our firefighters that were trained in EMS. Then we moved to 80-year-old and plus. And then we moved down to 75. So next week we start the 70 plus age range. And we really truly have been doing, our clinics have run very smoothly. I try to schedule everybody every 5 minutes, 3 persons every 5 minutes, so that we kind of keep a flow going. There'll be 3 nurses there, and we just keep moving everybody in their stations. We have it at the Eugenia Atkinson Rec Center because we're able to spread out and keep everybody socially distanced. And our big thing was not wanting anyone to wait out in the snow, the rain, the cold. So no one has to wait outside. And I think people truly appreciate that, not having to be cold and always staying to their appointments. And, we just don't have enough vaccines to have open clinics, because we only are allotted. So like this week, we were allotted 500 doses. So we were able to do 500 doses. Next week, we're allotted 1,000, but 500 are going to our staff and teachers in some of our schools in the city. Ursuline Mooney, St. Joseph the Provider, St. Christine, Akiva Academy, Montessori School. So we're doing the different schools that are in our city, not the city schools, but other, private schools throughout the city. And then we also will be doing another 500 people that are in 70 and over. And so again, people have just been calling us. We really try to tell you, you need to use our website to do the scheduling of those. And I think sometimes people find out that someone answered a call, so they'll keep calling. But we really are trying to tell people that they need to go to our website, because from our website, we're able to call those people back and set up appointments. So again, I thank you for all of your support here in Mahoning County. We look forward to continuously, as we get good news, hearing that they're going to give us more vaccines from the federal government, which then goes to the state government. And I think our state's doing a great job in keeping us, kind of on task on what we need to do. But that's just what we have to do, is stay on task. We can't just kind of go rogue and do whoever we want. So we do have a schedule to follow. And I just appreciate everyone's patience. Everyone's been very patient with us. But I'm very proud of my team at YCHD, who does a phenomenal job. We get nothing but compliments from everyone that comes in and thanks us for, a lot of these people, let's remember, some of these people have not been out of their house since last March. This is the first time they're doing anything. A lot of these people have not seen their grandkids in over a year. So this is a very hard time for them, very emotional. We've had a lot of people break down because they know this may be the start to being able to see their families again and to go back to somewhat of a normal life. So we will continue to vaccinate as long as we can. We're in it for the long haul. And again, I'm just proud of being a part of Mahoning County and working with the county health department. Again, we do focus on our residents in the city of Youngstown, but we also are aware that, the county is just as busy as we are. And so that if people do trickle over into, not Youngstown residents, we'll help them as well. But we really do want to focus on our residents. And we're hoping to get into YMHA probably next week. So to kind of going where the people are, especially that live in, housing developments where it might be hard to get to us. So thank you for giving me this platform to talk. And if there's any questions, from the commissioners, I'm happy to answer them.
Carol, Dave?
Aaron,
Carol?
can I ask a question? Aaron,
Yes.
when you have the individuals that are 80 plus in the city, are you finding that they're better using the telephone to make their reservation? I mean,
Yeah,
their
they are. So that's why I think we get a lot of calls, is because it is hard for them, to use that, and they're confused and they don't know. Like, then we send them, then I say, well, do you have an email? They don't have an email. I said, don't worry, you could print it, you could fill it out when you get there. So, and everyone's worried about how they're getting places. So I think I've given the directions to Gina Atkinson at least 1,000 times. And, I have to explain them everywhere. So I think, again, this population is different. But I'll tell you, there's some really sharp people out there that have it all, know how to do it, and they're very proud of it, and they should be. So I think you're one of those, Carol. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to come through this thing and hit you.
Oh, I love you, Aaron.
Thank you,
I didn't
Aaron.
even have to say it.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that.
Aaron, do you have, when we had an opportunity to talk to the governor Monday, we were a little distraught over them continuing to move the dates on the ages, because we still have 3,000 people signed up for 80 and over and no vaccines. And then they're stepping down to 75 to 70. And we asked them, why don't they hold that number until we get through? And his response was that you have the authority to do that independently, your own health department. You can say, we're not stepping through. He said a lot of states just said 65 and over can sign up.
Right.
And everybody got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
He said, but you can take and say, we're not going to start the 75s till the 80s are done. Are you holding to the 80-year-olds till you get through them?
No, we did not, because, like a lot of our residents, we did a lot in the Youngstown residents. So we did kind of move on, but we have been, again, pulling some, people from Mahoning County. And again, it's something I talked to Ryan about if they need some help. But we're not getting as many vaccines sometimes as the bigger, counties do, because we are a city and everything's allotted to us as a city health department. But, absolutely, that's why I said we've been taking some people, especially the older people that cannot get in, because there are so many more people in the county than there are in the city. So we kind of went through our list, and our list did have people, that signed up before that were confused about were Youngstown resident or Mahoning County. So those people obviously took them, you know what I mean? Because they weren't on the list, and then they felt like, well, we're so behind on the Mahoning County list. So we just wanted to make sure that they got, vaccinated.
I just mean the Youngstown residents that are 80.
Yeah, we have gotten through all of ours. Again, I have gotten people that were missed, and some of it was we left messages on their voicemail, or they didn't have voicemails. They didn't recognize the number. I do get a lot of that. When people finally do answer, they're afraid to answer. They don't recognize the number. Unfortunately, our number does not come up like some of our, we have cell phones that come, that we're using, don't come up as Youngstown City. We're trying to change that because sometimes people they're afraid to answer the phone, and I understand that. So we're just trying the best we can to get to those people.
Yeah, thank you.
Aaron, I have one question for you. And by the way, I've heard nothing but compliments about how you and the city have handled these vaccinations and what you've done. So I got to hand it to you with that.
Thank you.
What vaccines are you using? Is it Pfizer? Is it Moderna? What?
So we have only got Moderna from the very beginning, and that's what we continue to get. So we don't have the capabilities to get Pfizer. I did talk with Mercy Health, and if say there comes a time where Ohio can't get Moderna as much, I talked to Mercy Health, we may be able to store that there. But we haven't had that opportunity because we've only been getting Moderna. But if it would ever come down to that, I know our partners in our community would work together and store for us, if need be.
Is that still the 2-stage shot? You have to get one and then a second?
Yeah, so like I said, we had our first round of second doses yesterday because we did our very first doses on December 30th. So yesterday was the 28th day. And today we are with Gateways to Better Living. So they're over at Eugenia bringing all of their people there. And there's 121 of people with developmental disabilities getting their second dose today. So it's a good day.
Very good. I can't thank you enough for coming on and giving us an update. It really means a lot. You're welcome here every week if you'd like to come on. I know you're busy.
Thank you for having me. Okay.
All right.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, Audrey has a.
Aaron, I just wanted to say, for you and Ryan both, they were on the news this morning. They weren't on it, but they had given you guys numbers, and for the counties that are in our area, your rate of vaccinations is higher than the average for the state. So,
yeah.
And you guys have done a great job.
That's
So
because we're more efficient in Mahoning County than they are in the state.
So, sorry. Congratulations on both, for you and Ryan, both on that, getting that done.
Thank you very much for bringing that up.
Yes.
Okay, just for everyone, we asked Ryan to come on, but he couldn't.
He has a clinic today. They're doing 450 vaccinations and stuff. He was gonna try, but
okay.
I mean, it's
Maybe
a quick
next week.
clinic and stuff, so we'll try if we can next week. Yeah.
Okay. All righty. I'll open it up. Anybody in Zoom land there wants to speak?
Zoom land.
Or Dan call
You
them
know what,
Zoomers?
could I ask Pat Genetti a question?
Is
not
Pat
on.
there?
No, you can't.
Hey, my questions are good. I'm not gonna get crazy. You know what, I see where they want to get electric cars, and I'm happy about that, energy efficient. I'm wondering, Pat, has the state, I know you're the president of the Engineers Association with the state. Has anybody discussed how we are going to get money? Are they going to charge from the stations that they have, the charging stations? How's that going to work? I mean, are we going to still get the, like, instead of gasoline tax, is there going to be a tax on the charging stations? For
As
each
of right now, there's
Because
nothing in place. The lobbyists have been talking with the legislature because we're also seeing an impact on the hybrid vehicles. Anybody has a hybrid, their license plate fee went up $100, and all that money goes to the state. It doesn't come to the counties. Our fees are established. All of our permissives are there, but they made no addition to send any more money to the county engineers, even though they're charging an additional fee on the hybrid license plates. So as of right now, no. If they move to all electric, that would certainly be a major impact to all the county engineers in the state. But as a group collectively, we are working to try to at least have the discussion with the legislature.
I think that discussion has to come sooner than later with all county engineers, because if they're actually going to put these electric cars on the streets, they're going to need charging stations. And
We've actually been talking for several years. 2 years ago, the Ohio EPA and Ohio Turnpike did a presentation down at Eastgate, and the projected growth of the electric cars is pretty astonishing when you look at the numbers. And like I said, it's going to be a major impact if there is a big swing from combustion engines to electric as far as gasoline consumption. So that's gonna drastically impact both ODOT, all of the county engineers, and it'll trickle down because the gas tax revenues will decline drastically. So this is in motion. We have been talking, but like I said, so far it hasn't gotten much traction.
is there anything we could do to help? I mean, the county engineers, the CCAO, or are they a part of that? I'm sure they're helping you with this.
I would have to double check, and actually our monthly meeting is next week. So I'll be getting an update from the organization, but sometimes the two organizations, CCAO and CEAO, go in together. Sometimes they're separate. I'm not sure on this one as of today.
I would discuss that with them and make that a joint effort. Because if this
Certainly
is
the
gonna
more,
come in the next 5 years, we better be ready.
yeah, certainly the more groups that are together, the more strength we have.
Right.
So I agree.
That's what I was watching this, I was reading some information on the internet, then I was watching the TV and I was listening and I'm thinking, how are we gonna get money for the roads? Are they gonna charge from the voltage that you use, or how's that gonna work, the taxing?
They have been talking, and this has been going on for about 5 years now. State of Oregon is doing what's called VMT. They're in the testing stages still, vehicle miles traveled. Rather than having a gas tax or an electric tax, they're looking at possibly taxing based on mileage and trying to distribute that, being a more fair way to distribute revenues to the infrastructure agencies like ourselves. But again, as far as I know, Oregon's the only state that's testing that. I don't know how well it's working or not.
Pat, maybe we can finally get the state legislature to allocate funding based on the number of registered motor vehicles or based on the number of road miles that counties have, instead of them splitting them up equally across the state of Ohio. Columbiana County has 85 miles of roads and they get the same amount as Mahoning has, what, 510?
I always, yeah, good perspective. I always compare Columbiana because they're our sister county, our neighbor. They have 169 county miles. We have 500. Our budgets are almost the same. Theirs is a few less. All of our roads are asphalt. 100 miles of the 169 in Columbiana are tar and chip. So the maintenance is a lot less expensive. But I also compare Franklin County, where Columbus is. They have 250 county miles. They have a $52 million budget. So, the gas tax, not to be Debbie Downer, but I don't see that ever changing, just because there's more smaller rural counties that need that to survive, and they have a bigger voice because they're, obviously strength in numbers. But the license plate fee makes that up in the bigger counties where, for us in Franklin and Cuyahoga counties, the bulk or the larger portion of our budget is license plate fees because of population. Here we're almost the same, but obviously in Franklin County where you have 2 million people, their license plate budget's much larger than ours.
Pat, just one point on that. I think the states, what I'm hearing is that they're going to be increasing costs to replace the increases in electric cars to try to offset the gas tax losses. And the federal government, from what I understand, has spent billions subsidizing the electric car industry. It will become a liability of the taxpayers, in my opinion, if these things don't fall in place like you said.
Well, it most certainly will. Again, the cars are still driving on our roads, the township's roads, our bridges, the state highways. If there's not a way to help fund the infrastructure improvements, it's going to be a tremendous liability. So even though the electric cars may be a little bit smaller, they still cause wear and tear. And, electric trucks, they're going to be on the road soon. Some of them already are with the post offices. Same thing with the CNG vehicles. They're still big, heavy vehicles that are causing wear and tear on our infrastructure.
Okay, any other?
No, I'm good.
Thanks, Pat.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Care to comment? Mr. Runyon?
Can I get a little bit more information on the 6.8 million emergency rental assistance? I don't think that's new, but there was something on the agenda today. Is that
Yes.
just creating like a fund
That's,
for
that's
it?
putting the appropriations in, Mahoning County was, any of the counties that had over 200 in population received a direct allocation of the additional CARES Act that went in for rental assistance. That is the dollar amount that Mahoning County received. The commissioners will be working on that program and probably will have information next week on how that's gonna be accessible to the residents of Mahoning County. It is for the whole county.
Including Youngstown.
Yes.
Yeah, it's additional.
So in other words, you might have more information on how it would be distributed
Yes.
or utilized then
Yes.
next week?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. Anyone else? Mr. Yema?
Commissioners, I think, I don't want to drag your meeting on any longer, but since I'm here, I think it's worthy to note, there was a news item over the weekend regarding property values in the county.
I saw that.
Going up.
Yes.
Most of that was discussion with Auditor Meacham. He provided figures and so forth. A lot of that was rebounding from the 07, 08, 9 recession. But it's important to note that the County Land Bank just completed about a 4-year program where we administered a federal grant and demolished over 1,100 homes throughout Mahoning County. Most of that was in the city of Youngstown, but that's a countywide program. So the removal of 1,100 blighted properties definitely contributes to the increase in value. And the three of you have rotated your seat on the board, so you are a part of that. And I think it's important to note that that certainly contributes to the increase. Removing those blighted properties certainly increases value for those that are left. So I just thought it's important to point that out.
I'm glad you said that.
That's exact,
Thank you.
that's correct in Youngstown. When
Yes.
you see the values go up in neighborhoods,
Yeah,
it's
since
because you removed.
we had some conversation about that prior to the meeting, I thought I would point that out, and that's important, and the strategy of trying to remove not just one here, but 3 or 4 on a block that were bad, definitely helps the values of those that are left standing, and hopefully keeps people in the neighborhoods. So
And you've
the
done
next,
renovations within those neighborhoods too.
right. So I just think it's important to note that. Like I say, you all have all sat on that board and continue to sit on the board. So you're a part of it. I appreciate your service.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Danny.
Great info there.
And I've seen some of the houses that have been done in the city. And they're very nice.
And since the demolition grant is over with and completed, we are now our strategy is now moving more towards rehab. And of course, all those lots that we have now, we'd like to see those get in the hands of people who will do something with them, but at a minimum, mow the lawn and pay the taxes. That's a big improvement over what was there before.
Wow.
Thank you again.
Talk
Thank you.
about that.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks,
Thank you all.
Dan.
Thank you all.
Anyone else before we adjourn? Okay. Dave?
Yeah, no, I would just pick up on Dan. Dan took over the land bank. How many years this has been now since you've been the oversight? When we moved it into the county from it being a quasi-government entity. It's been, I don't know how many years, Dan.
Well, the
since-
land bank, our county
Started
land
with the
bank was
city.
formed in 2010, and I became treasurer in 2011. We spent that first year mainly with, doing
Yeah.
legalities of it all,
Wow.
setting up bylaws and filing articles with the state and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
Our
because it
first-
actually.
The first ever board meeting
Yeah.
was held when I was treasurer.
Right.
Yeah, so
And
that's-
it
that's great
started,
then,
it
you know.
actually started, the land bank actually started from the city.
Well, and the city still maintains their municipal land bank,
Do they?
but yeah,
Why aren't they combined?
well, Carol, the laws that created the county land bank provide or allow for, we have much more authority and responsibility than the municipal land banks. So there are still land banks existing in Youngstown, Camel, Struthers, and Boardman formed their own. But we work very well together, and they are nowhere near as active as ours is. They don't have the resources that we, not that, you know, we always want more resources, but we have considerably more than the municipal land
You would have
banks.
thought they'd all just
Yeah,
come as,
people, for one thing,
That's
run it.
right.
you would have thought they'd all
Yeah, the
just
point I
combine,
was gonna make though is that, you know,
you know.
since I've been here in 13 and, you know, I've been proud to sit on the land bank for a lot of years and you guys do an amazing job with minimal staffing. And, you know, the monies that we've been awarded show, you know, in comparison to other counties, you know, how active we are and how aggressively we have taken that approach as a land bank. So Debbie and her staff have done an amazing job.
Great job.
And, you know, it's always good to see, you know, and when we talk about, you know, CHIP grants and different things and blight and, you know, it all works hand in hand. And, you know, you're right, you know, the property values go up and there's a lot of things that contribute to that. But it's just so many different, you know, wheels turning to make it all,
It's
you know, get to this point.
certainly not the answer, but it's a valuable
Right,
tool,
right.
you know,
But I
in
really,
collaboration with everybody else.
I just want to say kudos to you and thank you for the amazing job you've done leading the land bank, you know, since you've been the treasurer. So
Thank you.
it's been rewarding and there's people from all parts of the county like we appointed today, you know, with the mayor of Sebring, you know, being on the land bank. So we make sure that we get to every portion of the county. So, you know, that's always, you know, well received throughout the county. So, and I did want to end on talking about, you know, Aaron Bishop and Ryan Tekak and the great job that they do, you know, and Dennis and Anna and all of the people working hand in hand with the boards of health, you know, both in the city of Youngstown and in the county. I know I interact with Ryan almost every day. I don't get as much of an opportunity to interact with Aaron, but I know Ryan and Aaron work so good together and do such an amazing job. And I think it all stems because of your great education that you got from Marie Viglio. You know, so that's what I attribute to you and Ryan both being so successful and doing such an amazing job. So thank you so much for your hard work because it doesn't go unnoticed and it's appreciated, you know, with a lot of the residents in Mahoning County. So thanks, Aaron and Ryan.
Okay, Carol.
No, I just want to thank everyone that's on the Zoom. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Ryan. Please don't let your guard down. Wear your mask. Stay focused. Stay six feet apart. You need to do that. I mean, I know we're all getting tired, but we still have to stay focused at least until we get all our shots. I mean, it's coming. I'm looking maybe April, May. So let's just stay focused. Have a nice weekend. You know, hopefully the weather will be nice. You'll be able to go out and take a nice walk or do something like that. So take care. Thank you. I'm done.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah, in closing, just want to, you know, say I agree with my colleagues. I want to thank Aaron for coming on and giving us those updates on what's going on in the city of Youngstown. I want to thank Dan Yema for all of his hard work that he's put into the land bank and as treasurer and giving us some great insight, Dan, today. It's really refreshing. And also, you know, we're very happy to know that Audrey will be talking about it, the additional COVID dollars for rental and mortgage assistance. Please remember there are still families out there who are hurting, who are having a very hard time paying their rent and making a mortgage payment on their house at no fault of their own. So this supplemental funds will be very helpful to help those families keep a roof over their head, and we're glad to be part of that. And our team has worked very hard here, and Audrey, under her tutelage of getting this accomplished. So perfect. Feel good about it.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, with that being said, when's our next meeting, Nancy?
Next Thursday, right here.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Middy Regetti?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Nancy.